Hello. So, am I audible to you guys? Can you please respond with a yes or no?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So, I have some instructions. First of all the participants should append their names. A P in bracket should be followed by your name. So, I can mark your attendance. So, can you guys please do that? Also, I would like to welcome Charmi. She's your mentor for the session. And Charmi, I request you to please put a M in bracket after your name so I can just recognize. No, not on the chat. Please rename your names right there only. And Charmi, you can begin with the session when you feel like. Uh, Charmi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So you can begin with the session, right?
Okay, just make me a host then.
Okay, you want some rights? Take second. So I made you the host.
Perfect, thanks a lot. Okay, so hello everyone. I can see 10 participants have already joined the meeting. Um, shall I wait for a few more?
So Charmi, if you want to take some minutes to wait for the participants, you can.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so till then I can introduce myself and would love to know others as well. So for a moment, if everyone can enable their video and we can just greet each other, it would be really great. Hi,
Charmi,
Satya Prata.
how
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm good.
Welcome. Thank you. Who else are there? Navdeep. Hello. Rachna. Hi.
Hi.
How's everyone's quarantine is going on? First of all, you guys give a very background first for yourself, because in this quarantine, you choose to learn something new, to gain a skill which you might do not have till now, but you are investing in yourself rather than watching series and movies and playing online games. So background applause for everyone. Come on. खुद के लिए भी ताली बजा दो. घर में भी सब लोगों को पता चले कि session has already started, so they also can keep calm. Okay, so I'm starting with my introduction. I'm Charmi. I'm a machine learning engineer at a startup called shipments.com. I have been working there since last 1.5 years almost. And we work there to digitize the shipping industry. So we work on documents, we work on technologies such as Python, TensorFlow, machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, if you have ever heard such kind of words or buzzwords. And I have a degree in BTech in information and communication technology. I have been a passionate tech speaker since more than past 3 years. I started my journey with Google's machine learning crash course in 2017 when I was selected as a facilitator. And just the same way I'm speaking in front of you, I take my first session, which was on regression. And we are going to learn about regression in the tomorrow's session. And today we are just gonna learn about what's basics of machine learning. I have been an active member of Google developer groups, Women Techmakers group. Last year, I head out to London in the MozFest, which is Mozilla's yearly conference. I took a session over there in decentralized AI. This year also I got selected at two of the international conferences, but due to the COVID pandemic, the conference has been postponed for now. So till now, I'm not going anywhere this year, but let's see. So this is a small introduction about myself, and I would love to know a couple of lines from every one of you, but in a fun and loving way. Okay? So I can see Satya Batra's name first on the screen. So let's start with him. Just speak a sentence about yourself, what you are currently doing, if you are a student or working as a professional in some company, and give one fun fact about yourself so that everyone can. Okay, so we are like 12 or 13 participants. It would be difficult for some to remember you by your name, but I want every one of you to speak one funny thing about yourself so that everyone can relate you with those things in their heads. Okay, so it can be anything like I had peed in the swimming pool, or the first pizza I made was burned totally. I wanted to jump from sixth floor when I was in 12th standard. Any crazy thing, okay? So let's start.
Okay, hi team. This is Satya from. Currently, I'm working as a senior associate in the JP Morgan. So
Wow.
yeah. So currently, I mostly work in SAS and Tableau, and currently I moved to a team so that we are going to use Python mostly. Yes, so that is the only thing why I'm looking for the machine learning kind of things, like because as I know, like the different thing is going to be started with Python and all those things. So it's already started. So I can say I'm a master in those part, but yes, all the basics is already started in the office. As you know, like office they don't give all the things. So yeah, that is the only thing. So I choose like let me start a course, so that will be easier for me in the work also. And the fun fact I can say, mostly when I go to my office, I used to take the stairs. So mostly
Wow.
90% time. So, but yes, when I do the logout, I mostly take the lift. And my office is the ninth floor. Yeah, you can understand like every day all the stairs. Yeah, those are the things.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. I love the part when you said that why you chose to join this course. You already have a good amount of knowledge of the field, but now you want to learn about Python, which won't be a basic motive of this course because I would be teaching you guys machine learning most of the time. But yes, we would be covering a Python syntax more or less while we do a hands-on experiences. So thanks. Next, I would like to invite Aradhya Tripathi. Can you give a short introduction of yourself?
Yes, Aradhy Tripathi. I'm student of BTech.
Mhm.
I love to sleep a lot.
Wow,
That's
nice.
all about me.
And can you also mention that why you joined this course? What do you want to learn from this
I
course?
just wanted to gain information about machine learning and its way field in the field of IT sector.
Mhm. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Arif Nawal, can you give your introduction next? Hi Arif. Oh, लगता है वो स्नैक्स ढूंढने गया है अपने लिए ये सेशन छोड़ के. No worries. Let's start with Devish then. Devish, can you hear me? Okay, he has given a chat that he won't be able to use mic. So because there's some background noise in the place from where it's sitting, no worries. Please type down your funny thing about yourself and what are you currently doing.
Sure.
Okay, he's a fresher and he loves to play games. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Devish. Next, I would like to invite Dhruvjit.
Hello.
Hi, Dhruvjit. How are you?
So I'm a third year BTech student. I'm in electronics and I joined this course because I wanted to learn something new. And I wanted to see what the hype was about machine learning because everybody is doing this. And funny part, I can crack jokes, I guess.
Oh, so we would love to hear some during the session when I'll be just speaking and making everyone else bored.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so the next one is Ishmeet Bindra. Hi, Ishmeet.
Hi everyone. I am working as an RPA developer, robotic process automation developer in Wunderbank Thompson. I have a total experience of 3 months. The main reason that I have joined this course is to learn more about machine learning. I already have some experience in Django and Python, but I want to explore this field. Well, the funny thing about me is I'm rewatching The Office, and this is the 13th time that I'm watching it. So, Office.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know it's a bit weird, but.
Okay, so you're watching Office series for the 13th time, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Great, nice. Cool, thanks a lot, Ishmael. Rachna Roth. Hi, Rachna.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So my name is Rachna and I am a third year BTech student pursuing computer engineering at Cummins College. And
which college, sorry?
Cummins College, Pune.
Great.
Yeah. And actually I joined this session because everybody has been saying that there is advancement in this field. So I'm a beginner in this field. So I want to know about it. And not a funny fact or something like that, but the adventurous one, I'll say, that I did the last before getting into this all lockdown and all, was the tower jumping in Pattaya.
Sorry, can you please repeat the last sentence?
I said that I had done tower jumping in Pattaya. Yeah, I actually had fear about the heights and I did it. So yeah.
Perfect. So you fight against your fear.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. The next one is Sachin Kumar. Hi, Sachin.
Hi, ma'am. I am a second year student of JP College, and I love politics.
Nice.
And I am a beginner of machine learning.
So when you guys say you are a beginner to machine learning, the interpretation can be different, right? For me, knowing about basics of Python and some buzzwords like classification, regression, logistic regression can be a basic thing for me. For someone else, knowing a lot of things, making a couple of projects. But since if that person's goals are very high, that I want to publish 10 different papers in very good international conferences, and I still have a 0 paper published, so I'm a beginner to that, right? So interpretation of beginner can be very different from person to person. So I'm not asking you what your exact background is in ML right now, but in future, do remember everyone that just mention that what buzzwords you know, what algorithms you know. Have you ever created any project in the past of this field or not? moving ahead with Varsha. Hi, Varsha. Varsha or Vedanti, any one of you can start would be really great.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Vedanti.
I am currently pursuing my second year in CSE and I want to know what exactly machine learning is. So I
Mhm.
registered to this program.
Perfect. And a fun fact about yourself?
Mm, let's see. No, nothing.
Okay, not fun then. Mm. Just tell us about your fear, maybe. What's your biggest fear in life? Or what do you want to be in life? Your professional goals, maybe?
I want to get my job in Google.
Wow. That's a really good
Google
decision.
employee.
And I wish you all the best for that. Maybe someday you crack that. And I can see Vedanti at google.com.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so I guess we are done with most of the introductions. And you all must have read the agenda of the next 7 days. I'm sharing the agenda of today's 2 hours, and we have almost spent 20 minutes in the introduction. Do not think that this is a waste of time. We are meeting each other for the first time, and it is really important to create a bond with each other because we will be doing many group activities during the 7 days, during this 14 hours which we have. I would also be giving you some of the homework or group exercises to be done offline. So via knowing each other, it would be really great. So I'll be sharing my slides. Okay, I have one chat over here. Okay, so Arif, Nawal, yeah, if you can write in the chat about yourself, then it would be really great. We missed out you in the introduction because of the connection issues, but just write back to me about yourself and I'll be dictating here.
I
Till the
could.
time, oh, you can, you are now available. Yeah, so Arif, go on.
Okay. Hi. So I'm Arab. I'm a third year BTech student. My department is basically telecommunication. So I've been trying to learn machine learning and Python basics. So I thought this was a great opportunity. That's why I'm here. Hope to learn few things.
Perfect. And a fun thing about yourself?
Um, okay, I'm usually a footballer, so I like to play football, more into sports.
Okay,
So
so I'm on the
uh,
sports. Good.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Arif. Okay. Um, so now we would be very soon starting. I'll be sharing my screen with you all, and I'll walk you through the basics of machine learning in an interactive manner. We would be having two different activities today during this session. Um, and I'm not gonna break the ice by declaring this right away. Let's wait for the right time to come. But apart from that, in the end, we would be having a Kahoot quiz as well. If any one of you have ever played online quizzes on Kahoot, uh, so this is a very similar kind of machine learning quiz I have prepared for you all. It's about 14 different questions. So just to make sure that whatever I dictate, whether it's into your head or it just bounce off like a football. So we would be and in the last, we would be having a Q&A session when any of your doubts I'll be happy to share. But also feel free to interrupt me in the between. Some of you are writing in comments, or even if you are just unmute yourself and just speak in the middle, it will be completely fine with me. I'm just, we are left with Varsha's introduction, and she has written in the chat. So just saying that once again, that she's a fourth-year student and beginner to machine learning. Okay, so the one of the thing which I can understand from this introduction is most of you, or about 80% of you, are beginner to machine learning, beginner to this field, which might have just heard about some of the buzzwords around. They might know that this field is in very hype since past couple of years. The job opportunities are very high and the salaries are also very lucrative. So yes, to get started in this field, let's start our beginner to machine learning. I'm sharing my screen with you all. And let's see if we can. I guess I have to get out of this meeting for a second so that I can share my screen. You all just be here. I'll be coming in a minute. Um, Hi guys, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, we are.
Perfect. So let's start with basics of machine learning. And do remember that always do cool things that matter in life. I asked you intentionally that what is some cool things, what are some funny things about yourself. Some of you introduced the exciting and adventurous part of themselves. So that is important to be to live in this very negative situation of this COVID pandemic we have been facing nowadays. But the small little things do matter, and this is my username for LinkedIn, Twitter. We can connect over there. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so machine learning. We all might know what machine is. Machine is developed to make the human manual work faster. We doing work, we doing a service as a waiter in a restaurant versus a robot doing that service. Nowadays in India itself, there are robots introduced in different states to help the patients who have been quarantined in different wards. Why? Because if we as a human go near to that person, there are high chances of we getting the virus infection. But these are machines which helping us in making our life easier. Okay, understood the machine part of machine learning. But then what is learning? So I have this one video which I'm going to play. Um,
Hello, there is no audio to this. We are not able to hear you.
Is the audio, are you all able to listen to this video? I got one chat that someone is not able to hear.
Yeah, there is no audio.
Can you all listen to this video, the audio?
A hamburger.
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 Ham.
Ham.
Burger.
Yeah.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 No. Let's break it down. I would
Weird.
would
Weird.
would
Weird.
like to
What?
to
What?
to
To
buy
be.
buy
Be.
buy
Be. Be.
a
A
hamburger.
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 Ham.
Ham.
Burger.
Yeah.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
It's not hamburger. Hamburger.
I'm not saying hamburger. I said I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the hamburger.
Hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
Maybe we should stop.
We don't quit. We do not quit. Again.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
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 Okay, so was that interesting? We show that a lady was trying to make this person learn how to speak. The person has some difficulty in speaking the way we naturally speak. So what approach she used? Firstly, she spoke a whole sentence. I would like to buy a hamburger, and the person just could not speak. Then what did she do? She cut down the sentence into different parts. She first made that person learn I, then the next word, till the word hamburger. So first thing, speaking the whole sentence at one go didn't work. Next thing, jumping into different words, which is known as tokenization in the terms of natural language processing, but let's not go into deeper. The first approach was one sentence at a go. The next was single word at a go. But when the very bigger word hamburger came into place, the person was not able to speak. What did she do again? She chunked that single word in different parts, ham, burr, and gur. So this is how we learn. It's an iterative process. If I give you a different example, then when you first learn how to do bicycling, it's more likely that one of your parents made you teach how to bicycle yourself. You must have fallen down on the road for a couple of times. It's not that on the first go you learn how to use pedals, how to use direction, how to ring the bell, and so on. So it's an iterative process. Same someone from the outside world gave you feedback that no, this is not the right way to do this. Something else is the right way to do this. You keep on watching that other person, that how does he or she run a bicycle, or how does they speak, how does they write, how does the world look around. If someone asks you for the first time that this is an umbrella, okay, you might understand if you've seen such kind of different umbrellas in the past in your life. But it can be possible that there is a very fancy, colorful looking umbrella, which is of not a U shape, but it's kind of a parabola, and you might not be able to understand this umbrella. So this is what we learn from experiences, is what machine learning is. So how do we human learn? We learn from experiences. And what do machines do? They follow instructions. You must have you must have written some codes in C, Python, R, or C++, Java, or any of your favorite languages. And those codes are instructions that I have a code of A is equal to B plus C. Then I'm telling my machine that take the value of B, take the value of C, add them together and assign the output to a variable A. The machine, the program, the code, the process would exactly do what I instructed, what I told to them. So that's how machines just follow our instruction. They do not use their mind that what if instead of doing A is equal to B plus C, I do C plus B is equal to A. I know the answer would be same, but the machine would exactly first of all take the value of B and then add the C into it, and not the reverse way, like C plus B is equal to A. So now there are limitations of this instruction, like till when you can write instructions, the long if else, and if else. We want machines to learn by themselves, the way we humans learn. We learn from experience and machine learns from data. Formal definition of machine learning, I'm pretty sure many of you might not understand, but I'll make it simpler in the next slide as well. So it is given by Tom Michel that a computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance measure P. If its performance at task T as measured by P improves with experience E. Can I ask some of my participants that what this definition is all about, if they can share that in their words? Anyone wants to voluntarily speak that what's the meaning of this definition?
It's more of like whenever we perform a number of tasks, like in a repetitive fashion, or let's just say we perform a number of tasks. So we gain some experience, and depending upon some external output, let's just say if humans get output from our parents. So depending upon those outputs, we can calibrate like how to perform that task better and improve on those tasks again and again by working on those tasks again and again.
Perfect. So what Ishmit shared with us is we have some defined tasks that we have given a definition that the job of this program, this algorithm, is to classify between dog and cat. So we do have a definition of that class. We do have data as well. And now we have to learn. Okay. Anyone else wants to give more examples or go in deeper in this definition? Okay, no way.
Charmi, Satya here. So I think can be called as the predictive modeling. Like we can learn from the past and we can improve the future forecasting and all.
Yes, the forecasting is one of the applications where machine learning is used as a tool. But I'm here asking about the definition of machine learning. You are very correct that forecasting prediction of task, what would be the stock prices, given the past 3 years of data of stock XYZ, predict what would be the price the next day. I want to invest, I want to either buy or sell my stocks. What should I do? The machine should be able to tell me. So that is what a forecasting system is. Or I give example of stock price prediction. There are some other examples like temperature prediction, humidity prediction, or maybe COVID-19 patients prediction. That in Italy, there are already lakhs of person being victim of this disease. Some of them are already in one region, say XYZ, and the person is living in that region very near to 15 other people. So there are some features to be used that if the person is living very near to them, he has been contacted with them physically, then he might have high chances of being a victim. So those kind of problems are definitely can be used using machine learning. Thank you. So going to, I'll just give you a simple definition that what in traditional programming we do is we give them input and we give them some rules, and the output would be the output, the results, right? So in a black box, there would be two inputs. One would be an input, say, okay, instead I would show you one slide for that. I do have used this in some of my other presentations, but okay, there's a quiz time for you all. If 1 is equal to 11, 2 is equal to 12, 7 is equal to 17, then what would be 11? Come on, everyone. Give your answers in chat, okay? It might be difficult for everyone to turn on and off their mics and speak. Everyone give your answers in chat there. What would be the value of 11?
Would you mind repeating the question once? Sorry, I was not able to hear.
Okay. So this is the question that 1 is equal to 11, 2 is equal to 22, 3 is equal to 33. What would the value of 11?
1.
Okay, one answer is 1. What are the other guesses? Come on, guys. What are the other guesses? Okay, so whoever told the answer 1, can you please explain to others? I do not know your name, sorry. Okay, maybe I should only explain that. It is written very well here that 1 is equal to 11, so 11 is equal to 1. But there can be other answers as well that we are just doubling each digit. So 11 can be equal to 1111. But what we just did here, we had inputs and we also had outputs, right? 1 is the input, 11 is the output, and our job was to find the rule, that what is that exact mathematical function which we use that will generate this answer. That is what exactly we do in machine learning. We already have answers in front of us. We have data that this image is exactly of a dog. This image is of a cat. So that is a data. Whole the bunch of 1,000, 2,000, 20,000 images is our data. And they are labeled images. So we also know answers that which image is exactly of that dog. And some algorithms out there which will generate rules, some mathematical functions, which we use furthermore to apply on some unseen data. This is a bit different from classical programming, where the inputs are rules and data. In classical programming, rules can be that addition or multiplication. Data can be 1 and 3. So if we are multiplying 1 into 3, the answer would be 3. That's what classical programming would let us know. But in ML, what we do is we provide input as 1 and 3. We also provide the answer, which was 3. And this algorithm will generate that multiplication. I hope the definition is very well clear now. And always do remember this diagram in your heads, that in a very simple terms, if you want to make someone know what machine learning is just a system which can generate rules out of data and answer. Going to my next slides, some of you said during your introductions that ML is kind of a very recent term which everyone is using very well nowadays. It has good job opportunities. Number of papers have been published since past couple of years, but still we have learned about these terms now, but they do exist since 1956. So that was the first time when the artificial intelligence thing came out in this world. There are a number of different projects have already been accomplished, like IBM's Watson, which was created, which beat the best human player in Jeopardy game. Deep Blue beats the World Chess Competition. The first chatbot named Eliza was built in 1969 or 1965. That chatbot was just having, I do have read the code of that chatbot, ELIZA, Eliza. Do search in your free time that in the MIT labs, how it got created. It didn't use machine learning much, but the way it responds to a human, it was very likely for a human to be misinterpreted as if you are chatting with a chatbot, you won't feel that it's a chatbot, but it just feels like you are chatting with some other person because it would cross answer you. If you tell them some definition, it would find some kind of a question, but just by tweaking some of the words here and there, so that you can find that yes, there's some logical reasoning behind that. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, AI, spam filtering, image classification, clustering, all of this can be classified into different things. So remember that there is a whole umbrella, a bigger umbrella of AI, of which a subpart is machine learning, of which a subpart is deep learning. Let's start with deep learning first. So there we built a program such that it mimics our human brain. The way we as a human think in our brains, in our nervous system, we try to implement the exact same thing to the machines that learns from experience, that learns from data. There is a come and go here and there. If I give you a definition that Narendra Modi was born in 18th century, would you believe me? No, right? Because you do know fact that he is like just 68 or 69 years of old in 2020. How could he be born in 18th century? there can be possibility that you may believe that uh, some monster or some dinosaur has lived on earth for 200 years because you do not have a proper facts of that thing. If I give you a proper definition, at the first go, you may say that, yes, I do believe. Or in the first go, you may say that, okay, I do not believe. Or there can be some other way of like, okay, I believe. But then you come back to me that give me some proof of your definition, of your validation. Then I give you some proof. You go to the Google, you go to the internet and search some stuff, come back to me again, ask me, cross validate me again. I do my premises, you told your premises, and we together come to a conclusion that this statement is wrong. So what just happened? Starting from a one thing, we went to the other thing, we come and go, and then come to the middle way, the conclusion. So that's what in our brains we do. We do not learn everything in a single go. Today, I give you ML's definition in 3 to 4 different ways. Also, 2 of the participants volunteered and gave the definition in their own words. But there is possibility that you have that definition 60% clear in your brains. But now, whenever in your free time you go to Google, see some images, read some blogs, watch some videos, then that thing might get clear. So in a very small and short sentence, in deep learning, we try to mimic a human brain and we try to make such machines learn from the thing called neural networks. In machine learning is just the mathematical operations and statistics, probability, linear algebra, which we have studied in our 6th or 7th class, and maybe if you are from science background, then 11th or 12th. So we use mathematical operations to make our machine classify between 2 different things or find the trend of a line. Here, you explicitly give features to your machine that remember these 2-3 different terms, use these 2-3 inputs out of 100 and predict the output. In deep learning, you are not required to give such explicit advice to a machine that you have 100 different inputs and just think about 2-3 different features and give me output. If I give you an example of employees salary prediction, okay, and there are different okay, so think about an Excel sheet where you have one column employee's name, employee's address, his past background, his current salary, whether he is married or not, how many children he or she has, how many years of experience he has, who is their best friends. Okay, so these are 9 to 10 different columns, and you want to predict the salary of that employee. Now tell me, having how many friends or having how many number of children or knowing the address of that employee, are these things are a good feature to build a model to predict the employee's salary? Yes or no? If I tell you how many friends I have, but can you predict my salary? No, right? So these are not important features. We can explicitly tell machine that you have this 10 columns and 1000 records, but just remove these 3 columns. They are just not useful. Just focus on the 7 important columns like what is his past background, how many years of experience he has, and then predict the column which is given employee salary. So if you can divide between useful and non-useful and give the input to machine, then it's machine learning. And then using mathematical operations, you can predict outputs. In deep learning, you can blindly give those 10 different columns to your algorithm, to your program. And that program would be able to understand by itself that okay, having how many friends is not a good feature for predicting the employee's salary. There's a very thin line between ML and DL. In ML, you have to explicitly tell or define the input features. In DL, the machine would itself find those features. And in artificial intelligence, which is outermost umbrella consisting both of this terminologies, but what else artificial intelligence can does is exact performs how we human do our day-to-day life. You must have listened about some of the robots which can mimic human activities very smoothly, but they also can mimic humans' emotion, being sad, being happy. There's a scene which I'm remembering right now from a robot movie of Rajnikant when he developed his robot, and the scene where the robot was angry on Aishwarya Rai or maybe his owner. At that moment, he could feel that yes, this chitty, this robot has emotions as well. So making a whole new human by a human which can play, write, think, work, or is good as human or maybe better than this is a field of AI. Any questions so far, guys? Okay, moving ahead. So AI has a subpart machine learning. Then in machine learning also there are different parts like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. What supervised learning is, you are given a task with some explicit knowledge and experience. It's just like teaching a kid. A teacher is helping his or her students to learn something. So a student would perform in the supervision of his teacher. In unsupervised learning, there would be no such teacher. The student is just given a task and his or her responsibility is to perform that task. Supervised learning has two different subparts, classification and regression. What classification means is you are given 100 images, out of which your task is to classify them between 2 or 3 different classes. Okay, you must have received one meme during this COVID movement that चवाना होता है ना खाने का चीज. So as to a person in his free time, what he did was वो चवाने में से सेव अलग किया, then ममरा अलग किया, or whatever the spices were there. So वो चवाने में 15 items mix थी, right? But he उसने अलग अलग ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड कर दिया, पापड़ी अलग रखी और खाने की कुछ आइटम अलग रखी. So what it does, it classified all the different ingredients of that thing. So that's what classification means. Regression, I previously gave you example that finding a trend of a line. What unsupervised learning is, so in supervised learning, you would be given a data and you would be given input output labels as well. These are 20 images. These 20 images are of dog. So that's your input. Now your job is to classify them. In unsupervised learning, you would be given input data and you would not be given output labels. You would be just given 10,000 images. They can be of cat, dog, head, bottle, laptop, and so on. But you have to build a model which can define these classes. And in reinforcement learning, it is the way to reward a person. If you give an answer and I clap for you, or if you give an answer, I give you a chocolate, you would feel happy. Or maybe at this age, if I give you a monetary reward, if I ask you a question, we are going to play a quiz, right? And the person who wins the game, I'll give 1 lakh rupees to that person. Remember what your mental stability would be the moment I say you that you would be given 1 lakhs rupees just by paying 350 rupees of this class, and by just attending 2 hours of video session, I would win 2 lakhs rupees because you performed well in the quiz. So there is positive reinforcement I'm giving you. Like, do well in the exam and I'll give you some reward. The same way, if you do not perform good in the exam, I'll scold you, I'll beat you, I'll make you do the work 100 times again and again. So giving positive inputs when you do something good, or when you predict the output correctly, and giving negative inputs, negative reward to a machine when the machine did not predict the output correctly, is what we do in reinforcement learning. So I'll be sharing the slides with you all, and this is some of the crux which I make you understand by different examples. If you want to go through the slides, this is the formal definition of supervised learning, and then unsupervised learning, and then reinforcement learning. So do learn or read them at your convenience. And now, starting with the basic terminologies. From tomorrow, we will be learning about linear regression, and I'll be using many different terms like labels, features, example, models, and so on, right? I have been using those terms in this lecture as well, but what those terms are exactly. I'm sharing you a very small example of that to make you understand all of these fields. So, assume that you are doing babysitting. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. You and a small little kid of maybe 1 year is at home. Now, you are just scrolling through your phone, you are very hungry. You want to order something. So you went to the Domino's or Pizza Hut website. You start searching for different pizzas like margherita, veg pizza, barbecue pizza, and so on. And now that small little kid sitting beside you asks you that, what are you doing? What is this thing? What are you watching currently? You tell that kid that I am very hungry. I want to order a pizza so that I can fill my tummy with that. That 1-year-old kid has never ever seen before pizza in his entire life. How would you make that small baby learn what pizza is? Okay, I want you all to give me answers of that. How would you make a 1-year-old kid understand what pizza is? Give me your answers in chat box, or just unmute yourself and speak. How would you make understand a baby what pizza is?
Like we will be explaining its features, like it's usually round, and while serving it is cut into triangles in equal parts, stuff like that.
Okay, so I got one answer that it's a round thing which can be cut into triangle shape and can be eaten. Okay, what are some other examples of making a kid understand what is pizza? Come on, fast guys, be quick and enthusiastic. पिज्जा सोचते हो तो आपके दिमाग में फर्स्ट थिंग क्या आता है? Can I get some answers, please? Okay, अगर मैं बोलूँ कि एक राउंड चीज़ है जो ट्रायंगल शेप में कट हो सकती है, is this enough information to make someone know what pizza is? What if I cut a plastic dish in my home? I can get a paper dish in my home very easily. So that's a white round paper dish. I can cut that in different pieces and I give it to you. Would you understand that? Yeah, it's a pizza, it's a round and it can be cut into triangle. Is this information enough to make a baby understand what pizza is? So गए क्या सब लोग? बोरिंग है लेक्चर?
Actually, people are replying in chat.
Oh, they are. No, we can say it made of dough baked with some features. Its flatness. Okay. Okay, so now using this flatness feature and dough, I can say that I cannot cut a paper dish because the paper dish is not made of dough. Okay, so we got one more answer that if something is made up of dough and which is round and which can be cut into triangle, it's a pizza. So rotiya, paratha, सब लोग खाते होंगे. So can I make someone understand pizza by showcasing a roti? No. The other good answer is a smell. How a pizza smells is very different from how a roti or paratha smells. But is having a smell feature only enough? If I have pizza essence with me in a small glass bottle, and if I just tell that baby that close your eyes, smell what is it, the smell, whenever you can find the smell, it's of pizza. Maybe true, maybe not true. But okay, not searching this much. I got a really good answers from Naveed, Rachna, Aradhya, Devesh, and the person who was speaking on the during the call. Braid-like feel, roti is different. Okay, so very good, guys. So whatever you have written over here is what means features. Some typical things which differentiate a one thing from some other thing is known as features. In the employee salary prediction example, what are features? His age, his education, his performance, his past background. Those are input features. Those are things which are known to define that thing. So that's a basic first terminology. It's just a fancy terms used in machine learning feature. The next is label. So you were scrolling your phone again, you find a margherita pizza, and there was an image of pizza above that. So that one word written margherita pizza was a label. So you are just mapping that this thing is mapped to one word. The way every one of you have their names. The same way, different things also have their names, and in ML terminology, those output things are known as label. Okay, example. Now, you have decided to order 2 pizzas. You quickly give order, done with your payments, and in a half an hour, there's this person outside your door. You went to the door, you take those two boxes and put it on the dining table. Now, there is 2 different boxes. There is a written margherita pizza on one of the boxes, and the other box has not written anything over it. Maybe a cook forgot to mention the name of that box or just put a sticker over there. So now you have 2 different pizzas in front of you to show that baby that see, this is what actually pizza is. मैंने बहुत सारी कथा कर ली पहले कि क्या होता है, कैसा होता है. Now see, this is in front of you. But one of the box has written over it that inside this, what you will get is a margherita pizza, and inside this box, what you would get is not written anywhere. So the box which has a sticker over it is known as labeled example, and the other one is unlabeled example. Okay. So now the interesting part is the box which was unlabeled, you open that box, okay? And you can just see lots of cheese over there and some pieces of paneer. You have already eaten that pizza, so you know that, yeah, it's some kind of barbecue or paneer pizza. But whatever the things we told to baby, remember from chat, it is made of a dough, it has some typical smell, it is a round shaped, and so on. None of you spoke about cheese. None of you spoke about paneer. Okay, so the baby has no sense in his head that something which has a cheese and paneer can also be a pizza. You just now can see that cheese paneer pizza, and there can be two possibilities now. Whether that baby can say that this is not a pizza, whatever you taught me, I apply my knowledge in this example, this unlabeled example. It do not fit to the definition. That's why it's not a pizza. Indeed, the baby is true. It classified that whether this is a pizza or this is not a pizza, right? But if the baby is a little smarter, it can say that, okay, it is round shaped. The smell is quite similar. It has made of dough. So 60% probability is there of this thing being a pizza. Baby, what was the first answer? No, it's not a pizza. That was a classification problem. Now, the baby used his or her mind and said that out of the features you gave me, you taught me, I can say that there is this thing being a pizza, chances are 60%. It's a regression problem. Okay, the same, if something which I have written over here is a spam filtering of what Gmail does very well. I throw you hundreds and thousands of emails on your email box, but it has a very well written code or model of spam filtering. Whether an email, if it contains words like lottery, 10,000, 1 crore, you won the prize, then those are the words which specifies those are the words which has been used in most of the spam emails, which came from very different email IDs, which has been used so many emojis in this email, or there are lots of special characters. Then those emails, there are high possibility of that being a spam email. So such kind of training models we can build out of this data. So I hope now you have understood what features is, what label is, what are examples labeled and unlabeled, and what are different models we want to build, classification or a regression for supervised learning. So now it's an exercise activity time. So this I told you in my example, you can read this in your free time. So now I have an activity for you all, and by end of this session, you would successfully run a machine learning experience by yourself. Each of you individually run this experience, and you would build a model which would tell you that whether something is a pizza or not a pizza. So now you can go to this link which I'll paste in the comment box. So you can just copy paste and use that. Otherwise, you can scan this QR code as well. Okay, so use your mobile phones or laptops, desktop, tablets, whatever you are using. Go to this website. If any one of you is finding difficulty, do let me know in the chat box. I'm also going to this site now. I hope all of you are able to see a screen the way which I'm showcasing in my screen. So now you just switch your tab, be in this website, no need to come and see what I am doing on my screen. All of you would can see a yellow button, namely let's do this. Just press that button, and there is a very well written documentation over here. If you want to read by yourself, then read. Otherwise, I'll quickly make you understand that what first thing you have to do is set your accuracy goal, that whether having only and only 100% so you can click on the blue box and drag it here and there to make that percentage differ. So it is set some accuracy goal, like if my model is 78% clear and confident that this image is of pizza, then only classify it as a pizza, otherwise not a pizza. So having a very less accuracy score, uh, like 25 is means 1 out of every 4 is correct, or having 80% or 100% is wow, your model will be able to classify very well. So once you have set the accuracy goal, click on the yellow button again, split your data. So it's a very well written, unspoken thumb rule of machine learning to split the training and testing data into 80% and 20%. Like in the past example of pizza, which I gave you, what we did, we showcased some images or some thoughts of a pizza to a baby, and then when we had those 2 boxes on dining table in front of us, one box was labeled, so baby was able to understand, but the other box was a test data for that baby. Because there wasn't a label written over there, you are once taught your kid, now you are testing that whether he or she was able to understand or not. So that's something like you have to first of all train your model and then validate your algorithm that whether it was true or not. So you can change this 80-20 ratio if you want. Otherwise, click on train your data. And now on the right hand side, you can see a decision tree or a binary tree, which we have learned in our data structure and algorithm class. Something looks like a red sauce. So what 2 features this model used was a red sauce and cook in pan. So if something has a red sauce, true, and something it has been cooked in pan, then it's a pizza. So this is what algorithm was, that if something do not have a red sauce, then it's not a pizza. If something has red sauce and not cooked in pan, it is also not a pizza. It has to have both of these conditions true. And what's the accuracy on my screen is saying that the model is 92% accurate when you choose these 2 features, red sauce and cook in pan for pizza. And when you click on test your data, you would get some accuracy score. On my screen, I'm getting 75%. So my training accuracy was 92, my testing accuracy was 75. But now I want to make my model much more better. I do not want to use this red sauce feature. Maybe I want to use having the cheese feature and being cooked in pan. So now it's your turn to tune these parameters by yourself and make a model which gives you the best accuracy. So click on a yellow button of next steps and click again on next, give me some tips and try again. So split your data and you can easily train your model. And if you are able to see a screen, which I'm on right now, there are some different features and you are open to use up to 2 features like carbs, cheese, round, calories, red sauce, meat, cooking, origin. Choose any of these 2, build a model. It will take a few seconds to run all of those images on it and would give you accuracy score. When I chose cheese and cooking, it gave me training accuracy of 84. And when I tried using these two features, I also got test accuracy of 84%, which is very much higher than the past 75%. So now every one of you try out different combinations of these features and let me know what are those two features which would give you the best test accuracy. If any one of you have any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, keep on iterating the step 3 and step 4. You can chat with me privately as well or in public, or you can speak in between. Okay, go to the back screen, choose different features from here and make a model which gives you the best result. I hope it's clear for every one of you. Hello guys, are you enjoying the experiment? Come on, you can also speak that just share your experience that if you chose cheese and pan, what was that training accuracy? What was the testing accuracy? Are you enjoying or not? No, you are not voluntarily speaking. I would have to pick one and one. Okay. Navdeep said that round and cheese. So Navdeep, what was the accuracy one you used round and cheese? Okay, so now they've got 80 training and 99% test accuracy. That's a great. Okay, Dhruvjit used round and meat. So, okay, Dhruvjit, what was the accuracy? Round and meat got 96% test accuracy. That's amazing. Okay, so now Naveed got 99% test accuracy. Is there anyone who got 100% accuracy maybe? Cheese and round has again 99%. Good. Okay, now last 1 minute, guys, to play around with this experiment. Okay, guys, now come back to the Zoom screen. I'm sharing my screen again. So I hope you enjoyed this activity when you yourself did the following steps. You set the goal, you split the data, you train the model, you tested the model. Then you think that maybe not using this features, but using some other different features may lead me to the better answer. So all those people who used cheese and round and got 99% test accuracy must have not got that on the first go. They did the iteration of choosing different samples, different features, different combinations, and then again trained the model, again tested the model and got the results. So this is what we do in any machine learning project in general. And many congratulations on training your first ever ML classification model. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So now, are you guys ready for an online quiz on Kahoot? For that, I'm sending you all since 100% is overachiever, so what's the best accuracy score, 99 or 90? Okay, Devish has asked me a question. I would surely answer this question in the last 5 minutes of today's session, Devish. For now, every one of you go to kahoot.it, enter this game pin, type your name, and join this game with me. Okay? Go to kahoot.it, enter the game pin 7957303. I have an online quiz for all of you 12 or 13 people, which will test your understanding of machine learning or whatever in general we have understood so far. Okay, I can see Vedanti has already joined the meeting. Perfect. Arib is also here, then Ishmet. There are 5 participants. Rojit, Sachin, Shreyanka, Devesh. Varsha. Is there anyone left now? I can see 13% has joined the Zoom meeting. There must be 2 or 3 left now. Quick. Anyone left to join? Okay, there are 9 players now. Navdeep is not able to connect. May I know the reason, Navdeep, so that I can help you over with that? Network issues from Aradhya. Then try to reload once. You can also log in from your mobile phones as well. Because what Kahoot will do is it will showcase the questions on my screen, and it will give you 4 different options of any questions in your screens. Okay, so if you are signed in from laptop or a desktop, you just use your split screens. On one side, you have to see the question in my screen, or I will dictate the question as well. And in the other side, you can choose one of those 4 options. If you have logged in from mobile phone, it would be easier for you to view the question on your laptop and then select the answers in your phones. Now I guess only one person is left, Aradhy Tripathi. Are you able to log in from your mobile phone? I'll just wait for a minute now and then we'll start with this quiz. Okay, Aradhya, I'm starting the quiz. You can also join in the between as well. So if you can miss out 1 or 2 questions, it will be okay. Otherwise, you can see the questions on my screen and write down your answers in your notebook, or just think about the answers in your head. Sachin has joined the meeting. So let's start the game, guys. Good luck, everyone. So we are starting with the first question of Quarantine COVID-19 series. Which of the following are Gmail features based on machine learning and deep learning? What are the following Gmail features used in Gmail? Auto reply, smart compose, spam filtering, or offline support? There can be more than one answers as well. Select all those answers. Auto reply, smart compose, spam filtering, offline support. 6 seconds left, guys. Okay, and here are the results that 5% gave correct answer, 3 were, okay, 5% gave the answer as spam filtering, 3 gave the answer of offline support, 0 answers were for the auto reply technology, and 1% gave answer for smart compose. And there are some of you which couldn't even select the option. If you can know if there is any difficulty you are facing in terms of network issues, do let me know. Otherwise, the correct answers are 3: spam filtering, smart compose, and the auto reply technologies. Why? All of you must have seen that while you type your email, Gmail will give you suggestions of how this sentence to be done. If you press a tab, it gives you fonts written in gray, written in background in gray font, that if you write that, if you're writing that, let's meet, okay, let's meet, then Gmail will give a suggestion that by tonight, let's meet at 9 p.m., let's meet around nearby garden or something. So that's auto reply technology which Google has launched in year 2018. It was launched by Sundar Pichai in Google I/O 2018. I am doubt why you couldn't, none of you marked this answer, because it was quite easy. And anyways, going to the next option, smart compose. So you must have used Gmail in your phones or in your laptops, and when you receive an email, there are 3 different blue boxes in the, when the email ends. Gmail gives a smart compose features via which you can press on that button, and that suggestion would be send as your reply to that email, that whether there's an email of an from an HR of a company which is inviting you for an interview. So Gmail may give you 3 suggestions like, thanks a lot, I'm interested. The next option can be, no, I'm not interested. The third option can be, when can we schedule an interview? So that is what Smart Compose means, and it's a feature of Gmail which has been built over ML and DL algorithms. It does read your emails, it applies natural language processing and natural language understanding on it, and try to interpret the meaning of that question and give you suggestions that what output or what the reply of this email should be. Spam filtering I have already discussed, and offline support, it has not been built over ML or DL, and offline support is most likely when you chat with a support person over call or in your chat or you write emails, so there will be a human most likely responding to your emails. So there is a less probability of that answer. So till now, Ishmit has a score 892, who is at lead. Starting with the next question. Which of the following is a good split of training data and validation data? Or you can just remember that training and testing as well. I'll teach you what validation exactly is in the next session. So 8 answers has already come as of now, which is a good split of training and validation or training and testing data. Five seconds left, guys. 9 answers. Yeah, good. 7 of you have answered correctly, 80-20 ratio, which we discussed during our pizza example. And let's see who is at the lead position. It's Ishmit once again. The next is Devish. Rachna is at 3rd position. Then Dhruvjit and Arif. Okay, so you still are left with 11 more questions. Let's see who wins this game. Going to the next question. Movie recommendation systems are not a case of which of the following? Movie recommendation system. It is the same recommendation system which we can, which has been used by Netflix or YouTube. We watch a video and it recommend you 15 more videos. So is this a problem comes under regression, clustering, classification, or reinforcement system? Only one answer, one person gave answer as regression. And many of you answered clustering, classification, and reinforcement. So remember that there is a not in the question, that movie recommendation system are not a case of which of the following. Clustering is the right answer, classification is also right answer, and reinforcement is means you can, this problem does come under clustering problem. This problem does comes under classification, and it is also reinforcement system, but this is not a regression problem, because in regression, based on the past data, we try to predict the next value of that. Maybe it is stock price prediction or temperature prediction, but recommending 15 different movies to a user is a same classification problem. Like if a person likes thriller movie, then if a person has watched 2 thriller movies again and again on this Sunday, do recommend 5 more thriller movie to that person, because thriller movie is one class, romantic is a different class, comedy is a different class, then sci-fi or fictional is some other classes. So if it is a supervised technique, then it's classification. When it's unsupervised, it's clustering. And we can also build a reinforcement-based system that when person has watched 2 thriller movies, the next Sunday you recommend 5 more thriller movies, and that person does watch 5 of let's say 3 of them, then your system should get positive reinforcement that yes, I gave that person recommendation, and that person does click on those movies and watched for 3 hours. So my prediction was correct. So that's why it is a classification, clustering, and reinforcement system, but it is not a regression problem. Now, Arab is on the first position. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following are Google Photos feature based on AI? Auto tagging, coloring of black and white images, share image with an image enhancement. There can be more than one answers. Do click all of them which you think are correct. 10 seconds left. So all of these were correct answers. Auto tagging is a feature when you use your Google Photos app and then your gallery is being synced with Google. So it will not able to select more than one answer. Okay. Then no worries. If you have selected any of the correct answer, you would get scores. So Arif and Ishmet, no need to worry about that. Whichever option you have chosen here, you will be giving the same marks, same score everyone. So just explaining you the options that like Facebook and like Instagram, Google Photos also gives you suggestions that do you want to tag this person on this photo or not? Do you want to share this album, share this 5 images with person XYZ or not? And then coloring of black and white images, the images which has been captured before centuries, before like 50, 20 years in black and white. Google gives you a feature to color those images. This technique is also used by NASA to color the satellite images which were captured in very in long ago. NASA is trying and building the system to color those images using AI-based techniques and also image enhancement. You are not required to try out different techniques, but it by itself give you the one of the best enhancement or one of the best light shadow or coloring which can be useful for you. So that's image enhancement. All of these are correct answers, and thus Google use extensively AI in all of its products. What's the scoreboard is looking now? Harald is first, Ishmael is second. Okay, going to the first question. Which of the following is not a hyperparameter? What is hyperparameter? In our pizza example, you choose different options in your different features. Then in deep learning, if you have a little bit amount of background knowledge of MLDL, you might be able to go to this question. Otherwise, it's fine if you can't answer this correctly. It's learning rate, number of epochs, number of output classes, and dropout rate. Oh, great. I had intentionally put on this question on this quiz. I did not speak about hyperparameter or any of the 4 options during my today's session. So just wanted to check that how many of you does know about DL and neural networks, and I'm glad to know that 5 of you gave the correct answer. So now the person who has given correct answer, Rachna, can you explain to others that why you chose that answer? Please give explanation to others. Be participative. Okay, which of the following is not a hyperparameter? That was a question, and I guess the answers were learning rate, output classes, number of epochs, and one more. Rachna, please let us know that why did you select number of output classes? Then it is not a hyperparameter. Or maybe Ishmit or Devish, who also gave correct answer and wants to explain to others.
Sorry, my answer was incorrect.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm explaining to you. Hyperparameter is something which you have to do the trial and there's one check over there. Is our learning we learn about multiple inputs possible, but possible is that it gives one rule. Perfect, Rachna and Naveed. Thanks for your comments, which are quite true. Hyperparameter is something which you can tune over the period of time by running over experiments, and you can think that what can be the correct answer, what can be the correct value of this thing which can lead us to the correct output. But if you are a building, all of you built a pizza versus not pizza example. So what was the number of classes over there? 2, right? Either something is a pizza or something is not a pizza. So there are 2 different output classes. Now in the middle of that experiment, I cannot come and say you that, come on, introduce one other classes, whether this is pizza, whether this is not a pizza, and whether this is a Pepsi, okay? During your training of your model, in the middle, you cannot introduce a new class or you cannot delete one of the classes. It has been set beforehand you start your process. So that's why you cannot tune or change that thing. That's why it is not a hyperparameter. What is dropout rate is a question by Dhruv J. So when you build a deep neural network, telling you in a simple terms, when I teach you a lot of things about one topic, or okay, let me think of some other example to make you understand in a very easy manner of what dropout is. Okay, so remember that 1-year-old kid whose babysitting you were doing. Now for 1 week, you taught that baby A to Z, okay? That baby has good amount of homework has done to write ABCD up to Z. And he perfectly knows how to write that, how to speak that. But it has overlearned that thing. It does in that system, it just know that I know A to Z, I do not know any other thing. It has over-informed about something like, imagine if I, instead of taking a 2 hour of session, I keep continuous 24 hours session or continuous 14 hour of session of machine learning. How would be your mental state? Will you be able to grasp anything? Will you be able to remember anything? You would be exhausted, right? So to not make you over-informed, not make you over-exhausted, randomly I'll delete some of the content of my session. So I will cut down that 24-hour session into, let's say, 7 hours of session. I'll just cut down other parts that I don't want to make you teach, but whatever I teach you, that should be perfect and you should be able to grasp. So here I dropped out some of my courses. What in neural network you do, you drop out the weights of some of the neurons because you think that training of those neurons are not important in this epoch. Maybe So maybe I will teach regression tomorrow and maybe I will teach support vector machine on the day 7. I chunk down your learning thing into different parts that this day is allocated to this topic only. This neuron is cannot participate in all of days, but this neuron should participate in one of the training model only. So thus randomly selecting some of the neurons to get out of one epoch is what dropout is. I don't know whether you were able to understand or not, but I'll share you some links and videos of that as well. to make you more understand. And there's one more comment from Naveed that dropout is dropping of neurons, which is not much involved like redundant. Correct. Thanks, Naveed. So going to the next question. Which of the following is not used during Google Assistant's phone call? Natural language understanding, natural language processing, anomaly detection, or automatic speech recognition, which is not used in phone calls via Google Assistant. 12 seconds left. Eight people give correct answers, which is anomaly detection. Congratulations to all of you. The phone calls for Google Assistant was also one of the features introduced by Sundar Pichai in Google I 2018. So whatever you speak, I'm now speaking of over a call, and you all are able to grasp the things which I can see from these results that 8 of you gave correct answers. So how I am speaking something in English and you are able to understand that very well because you do have knowledge of English in the past and you do know about some of this technicality of machine learning. So understanding language, understanding the meaning and semantics of those languages is what is used in Google Assistant's phone call. Anomaly detection means finding the extreme cases, finding the out of the box results. Like when I say every one of you to draw a flower, and there is a one person who draws an elephant, then there's odd one out kind of a thing. So there's a very far away from what the true results resides. So that is not a it's not looking like all of the others, but it's far in extreme data set, far in extreme possibility. So detecting whether a point, whether a picture is a flower or not, it resides in a nearby cluster of flowers or not, and whether all of you maybe draw a rose and a person draws a sunflower, then it is a flower, but it's very different from rose. So finding that different from what instruction I had given to you is finding anomaly, and it was a correct answer. Arib is still leading this quiz, and the second is Group G, Davis, Schmidt, and Varsha. Let's go to the 7th question. What happens in clustering? Inputs are multiplied and exponential of the input is found. Inputs are divided into groups or sets are multiplied. 5 seconds left. Perfect. 9 of you gave the correct answers that inputs are divided into groups and clustering. Congratulations to all. Quickly moving to our next question. Which of the following is not an ML technique used in marketing? Bayesian learning, deep learning, familiarization, or reinforcement learning? Seven of you gave the correct answer, familiarization. Congratulations to all of you. Deep learning and reinforcement learning, I have discussed in this lecture. I would like to tell quickly 1 or 2 sentences about Bayesian learning. So it's a statistical method to infer the output based on Bayes' theorem. If you have ever taken probability and statistical class in your college period, you might know what Bayes' theorem is and how you can get the output of using that. So those 3 are ML-based techniques, but familiarization is a just word which came into my mind while creating this quiz. There is no such thing known as familiarization, so that is not an ML-based technique. Okay. Arif is still leading the quiz, and second is Varsha now, which was fifth, I guess, in the last question. Good. And the next is Devish, Dashna, Ishmi. Perfect. Going to the ninth question. In which of the following ways ML can help in email marketing? Calibrating email timing, promotion, personalization, finding new segments, or increasing engagement. You want to do email marketing with the use of ML. All of these were correct answers. So all 11 of you would get some amount of score, but just making you understand that calibrating email timing means when. So in email marketing, it is very important. So what, imagine you are, you have given some money to market for, let's say, L'Oreal. So L'Oreal produces some beauty products and all of your clients, and you have developed a new product, and now you want your clients to know about that product so that they can buy and you can get profit out of them buying those products. But when to send that email? There is a good amount of learning and case studies happening in this field that if you send an email at 9 a.m. on Monday, there are high chances of your customer to open that email instead of you email to the same person on 12 a.m. on Sunday or 12 p.m. on Sunday. So when to send an email so that it will be opened by my client and it would be read is a very good case study. So you can definitely use machine learning, because if you can get data like data of 10,000 emails and when it was opened by a person, and then you can find trend in between that. What was the best suitable day, best suitable time? What was the situation when it get opened, and you do the same. Then what to send in an email personalization. If I email you that dear all, find the link of this presentation here with regards Charmi. Versus if I email you individually that hey Varsha, hey Naveed, hey Rishi, whatever. I liked your participation in the today's event. I like the questions you asked. Here is a presentation link. Do reach out to me if you have any doubts regards Charmi. I did use your name. I did use how you helped me during today's session. So if I say that you have been a good client of us since past 1.5 years, you already have bought 2 of our products and we have launched this new product, please buy that as well. So if there is some personalization involved, there are high chances of someone having positive attitude towards that thing. So what to write in email, when to send it, whom to send, and measuring the engagement of people, it's all we can resolve using ML. So it has a good scope in marketing. Going to the next question. Which of this statement is false? Supervised learning uses data to learn. Clustering is the most popular form of supervised learning. Unsupervised learning doesn't require training data, and unsupervised algorithm find patterns in data. Good, 5 of you gave the correct answer. The confusion I can see is between the option B and C, right? So the yellow one is when 3 of you gave answers of unsupervised learning doesn't require training data. So guys, this is a true answer. In the very starting of my session, I told you that unsupervised learning means giving a task to your student when teacher is not available to solve your doubts or there is no explicit guidance from the teacher. Or remember that box sitting on the dining table which didn't had a sticker over it, So when you have input data, but it is not labeled, you have just given 10,000 or hundred and thousands of images, and your job is to classify between pizza and not pizza. That's an unsupervised learning task. And um, oops, so sorry, I have done a mistake writing this option. The option C is also correct. Unsupervised learning doesn't require labels in the data, but training data is definitely required. So yeah, correct answer would be this B and C, the blue and yellow both. Moving to the next question. In 2017, a chatbot passed the Turing test. Is it true or false? Oh my God, 10 of you said that it's true, but the correct answer is false. As of now, 2020, in the 21st century, there has not been developed a single chatbot which can pass a Turing test. I'll just give you a brief about what Turing test means. It has been developed by a scientist named Alan Turing. And a Turing test is a method which inquires that whether or not a computer is capable to think like human being or not. So if you are chatting with a chatbot and 100% you believe that this is definitely a human I am chatting with and this is not some machine, then only that chatbot can pass a Turing test. The very recent chatbot developed by Google, Nina, if you get some time, do read the research paper which they have uploaded on Azure Sanitary Pad. Nina, they have given lots of examples that how good it can answer to humans' day-to-day questions and is useful, but still it has many things to improve on, and it is still not a best chatbot. Means Nina is still one of the best chatbots built so far, but it is not able to pass the test. So moving to the next question. What can be used to predict body fat percentage, BMI? Which of the technique give you my body mass index in percentages? The correct answer is regression, because in the question itself is written that you want in percentage what would be your BMI. Clustering or classification give you this that it's just divided into classes. It will give you a percentage. The BMI is 58 or 120 or something like that, and it is also not an anomaly detection problem. Okay, moving to the last question. So, how was these? Awesome, phenomenal, outstanding, or incredible? Why there are zero answers? So was it boring for you guys? Or was the timer? To respond. So, so I hope you guys are able to listen me. Yes, okay. Thanks, Devesh. So it's already 7:35 and I'm running out of my time. I did cover all of my agenda today and I hope you guys have enjoyed the session and the quiz and the activities which we did today. Um, just do let me know via email or on LinkedIn or on Twitter or on the Slack channel which we have that. Do you have any feedback for me? How I should improve or I should explain new content in much better fashion? Do you want me to cover some parts which are not are part of the agenda? The agenda is to teach you linear regression, logistic regression, SVM, decision trees, random forest, and so on. But clustering also. But do you want to learn about deep learning, about neural networks? Then do let us know so that I can change the agenda maybe. Do give me your feedback that what you learned from today's session. I'll just quickly wrap up this meeting in a minute now. And I'm giving you a small little assignment or a fun activity to do in your free time before we meet tomorrow at the same time. Every one of you has to mm, find out a different application of ML. I told so many different applications of ML today in this introductory session, starting from predicting price of a stock. It has been used in building chatbots. Machine learning is also being used in military, in medicine, to find uh, to find mm, whether you would have high chances of being a victim of coronavirus or not. So Devesh has asked how many different applications we have to find. I would say as many as possible, but minimum would be one or two. I give you example of very recent chatbot Nina, but is there anything which has built after Nina as well? In image, in audio, in video, in language, what are different algorithms or techniques which has been used currently in production in industry? Do research about that, and you has to share with all of others. So it's not it's not like I can only share my knowledge, but you also have to learn self-learning by yourself and teach to your peers. So all of you would be speaking for a minute or two tomorrow of whatever research you have done. I hope it's clear now, right? Any questions on this assignment? Do let me know on the Slack channel if you have anything for me to ask. And I do not remember the question now, but someone has asked in the middle about something, and I told that I'll answer that during the end of the session. I'm really sorry, I couldn't remember the question now, but can you please repeat this question again? I cannot see that question in my chat box right now. Or just Slack me. I will give answers to all. Okay, so the question is here. Thanks a lot, Devish. Since 100% is overachiever, so what's the best accuracy score, 99 or 90? Okay. Yeah, so good question, Devish. And this is, there cannot be a right answer of this question. This will solely depend on the data set you have, the accuracy which you want. For example, giving an example of my company where I work, we read documents. When we are given a PDF or image on Excel files, we find that in this PDF, where is the shipper name is written, where is gross weight is written, where is the roll number of student is written, or where the table is written, how many rows are there in this table. So the best accuracy which our client would always want is 100%. That I want the touchless system. I will give you a input PDF file. You give me all of the data extracted, so that the people working in my office do not have to worry about whether the extraction of your system of this PDF was true or false. So definitely 100 is, every one of us would love to get in our for our model, but it is hardly that we will ever get 100% accuracy. But then you can have thresholding, like if not 100, then if 80%, whether extracting students' roll number from this file, your model is 80% sure that yes, this particular region, this particular string of characters is a roll number, and I'm 85% confident about it. And so threshold was 80%. If your model is confident more than 80%, then human review is not required. If your model's confidence is, let's say, 30%, which is less than 80, then human review is required. So now whenever model is 85%, the roll number would be automatically extracted, and maybe email would be sent to the person with that roll number that your result is this. And now when the 30% is a score, then a teacher has to view that result sheet, that where is the roll number written. Okay, the model said that it was at the very bottom left, but correct roll number is the upper right corner. So there, due to the less accuracy, less confidence of that model, human intervention was required. So this is a very trial and error kind of a process, and this can also be like a hyperparameter which you have to tune according to that. So I hope it's clear now. If not, we will take it offline. And I guess I'm done with my today's session. So thank you very much, every one of you, for your active participation. I really enjoyed the session. Do give me your feedback and complete the assignment by tomorrow. I'm leaving the meeting for now. Hope you enjoyed the session. Thanks, Navdeep. Thanks, Devish. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Charmi. So we'll continue with the sessions from tomorrow onwards at the same time.
Perfect.
So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Thanks, Anushka. Thank you, everyone.